All right, we have to have another one of these talks, Texas Democrats. Come on, come on. Let's have a conversation about this Colin Allred, James Talarico, Jasmine Crockett bullshit going on right now. Let me start by saying that I like Colin Allred. I voted for Colin Allred the last time he ran here in Texas. I even donated to his campaign. So I like Colin Allred. I also believed he ran a mediocre campaign. We had come off the heels of Beto O'Rourke's campaign where we saw him out in the streets. Boy, did he give Senator Cancun Cruz a run for his money. Beto was in the streets talking with the people, doing all the things. I was kind of hoping Colin Allred did the same thing, but I just kind of noticed that he seemed to be leaning towards fundraising versus getting his message out. And to me, seeing commercials over and over again about being a former football player was a little triggering to me for other reasons, but that's a conversation for another day. All that to be said, I like Colin Allred, but I think he's making a huge mistake right now going after James Talarico. And before y'all come for me, because it happens every single time I make a video discussing race, I'm black. Okay, so let's just get that out the way right now. I don't want to hear somebody say you're white, stay in your lane, blah, 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 blah. I'm black, so I'm going to go ahead and comment on this one. So allegedly, James Talarico called Colin Allred mediocre. That is, in fact, not what happened. Those words were taken out of context. What Talarico did say was that Allred ran a mediocre campaign. And he did. He absolutely ran a mediocre campaign, in my opinion, as well. And that is coming from someone who supported him. But here is what the ramifications are going to be of Colin Allred's current rhetoric about this scandal. Listen, we have two amazing candidates in the state of Texas running for that Senate seat in James Talarico and Jasmine Crockett. I stand both of these individuals. I would vote for either of them. Whichever one I choose to vote for in the primary, if they don't win, I'm voting for the other one without hesitation. Because what is the alternative? Cornyn's going back to Senate and he's MAGA, kind of calmer MAGA, or Ken Paxton with this crazy lopsided face is going to end up in the Senate, and we really don't want that. But what Colin Allred has now done is sort of stoked this fire where people are now assuming that James Talarico is somehow racist, and that could be the furthest thing from the truth. And this is how it will play out in the election. So let's say, hypothetically, James Talarico wins the primary over Jasmine Crockett. And when it comes time to vote in the election, we've got our Republican candidate who's going to be Cornyn or Paxton against, let's say, hypothetically, James Talarico. Black people, if we don't do our research and sort of knock down this misinformation that's being spread, are going to think, well, I'm not voting for Talarico. He's racist. He's not. His comments were taken out of context, period. He did not call Colin Allred a mediocre black man, period. It's not what he said. It's incorrect. Stop spreading it, period. But the effect it will have on the election is that people will not go out and vote for Talarico if he wins the primary, because somebody put it in their ear that he called Colin Allred a mediocre black man. Mark my words. Look, I started out as a poli-sci major in college, hated it. I was bored. Went on to communication studies, so I know a little bit about the communication aspect of politics, and then went on to law school. So, there's a little bit of knowledge behind this, and I stay really invested in what's happening in our politics in this state because it's so important right now. Stop it. You guys started it when Jasmine and James went up against each other. The misinformation started almost immediately. It is time for us to unify, to get a Democrat in that seat in Congress. And if there has ever been an opportunity for us to do it, it is now. James Talarico did not call Colin Allred mediocre. He said he ran a mediocre campaign, and then he gave all the kudos in the world that Jasmine Crockett is entitled to, because she's phenomenal. I'm a freaking stan, okay? Stop it. Because there are a lot of people who won't do research. There are a lot of people who aren't used to critical thinking, and all they're going to hear is James Talarico is a racist. And it's just not true. And if we don't hamper down on this rhetoric now, we are going to lose that election. So I'm calling on Colin Allred to maybe set the record straight, and put an end to all of this now. This is important. Literal lives are at stake. Stop playing racism right now between the white candidate and the black candidate, both of whom are incredibly capable, intelligent, smart, and would give the Republicans a run for their money in Congress. Please, I am imploring and begging you to stop, because it will matter come election day in November. Okay? All right, get back to work.